Ah, Rich Dad, Poor Dad. For millions of us here in India, this book felt like a promise, a ticket to wealth. It offered a way out of that endless 9 to 5 grind. But if you read it, got all fired up, and then felt kind of stuck, you are definitely not alone. So today, we're going to dig into why that is. And that's really the million-dollar question, isn't it? That's what this is all about. The book makes it sound so straightforward. Buy assets, don't buy liabilities, and boom, you escape the rat race. But the second you try to actually do that here in the Indian context, you hit a wall. Let's break down exactly why. I mean, come on, you've seen this cover everywhere, right? For a whole generation of Indians, this book was a total game changer. For a lot of us, it was the first time we'd ever heard that we didn't have to be stuck on that hamster wheel, that endless cycle of just earning enough to pay the bills. It was an incredibly powerful message of hope. All right, so before we get into the reality check, let's just do a quick recap of the core ideas that made this book such a phenomenon. It really all boils down to two completely different, almost opposing mindsets about money. Okay, so the whole book, and I mean the whole thing, is built on this clash between two father figures. You've got poor dad, the smart guy with a safe job, who basically thinks money is a problem and job security is everything. And then you have rich dad, the entrepreneur, who sees money as a tool. Just look at the shift in the questions. It's not, I can't afford it, it's, how can I afford it? And that one little shift in thinking, that's everything. This leads right into the first huge definition. Rich Dad's entire philosophy is built on this beautiful, simple idea. An asset isn't just something you own, it's something that actively generates income for you. It's making you money even while you sleep. And on the flip side, of course, you have liabilities. These are the things that are constantly sucking cash out of your wallet. Now, the difference seems super obvious, right? But here's the kicker. Kiyosaki argues that most of us, especially the middle class, spend our whole lives buying liabilities that we've been told are assets. So you get it, right? The core message is just dead simple. The road to wealth is to use your salary to buy assets. Those assets then make you more money, which you then use to, you guessed it, buy even more assets. It's a simple, powerful loop. Sounds so incredibly easy, doesn't it? Well, okay, hold on. This is where the dream smacks right into a wall of reality. Because the book's advice, you have to remember, was written for an American audience with different economic rules. The moment we plug in the numbers for India, the whole picture just, well, it falls apart. All right, let's take one of the book's biggest, most famous pieces of advice: using other people's money, basically bank loans, to buy assets that generate cash, like a rental property. This is the cornerstone of his entire philosophy. Okay, now look at this. This is where we get into the cold, hard math. Let's say you buy a place for 50 lakhs. You get a 40 lakh loan. Your monthly EMI is going to be around 34,000 rupees. But the rent you can actually get for that property, in most big Indian cities, you'd be lucky to get 12,500. So every single month, you are losing over 21,000 rupees. Let that sink in. By the book's own definition, the asset you just bought, it's actually a liability. And this chart, it just perfectly shows you the core problem. In India, the average income you get from rent, your rental yield, is stuck at a measly 2-3%. But the interest rate you're paying on your loan is way up at 7-9%. The cost of borrowing the money is more than double what you can earn from it. There's no way around it. The math just doesn't work if you're trying to generate positive cash flow. And this right here is where things get genuinely dangerous. You see, the financial literacy rate in India is only about 27%. That means a lot of well-meaning people read the book, get fired up, take on what they think is good debt, and end up walking straight into a financial trap, losing money month after month without ever understanding why the strategy failed them. But it's not just about the numbers on a spreadsheet. In India, our decisions about money are tangled up with our culture, our families, our sense of security. It goes so much deeper than just cash flow. So you can imagine when Kiyosaki comes along and says your family home is a liability, it clashes with everything we've been taught for generations. For us, a home isn't just an expense, it's the ultimate safety net, it's a huge status symbol, and often it's the single biggest source of wealth that gets passed down. Apna Ghar, my own home. It's a massive cultural milestone, not just some number on a balance sheet. Okay, let's pivot to the book's other huge piece of advice. Quit your job, start a business. Become the boss, the investor, not the employee. It's a thrilling idea, for sure. But again, let's look at the reality here on the ground in India.
Yeah, the numbers here are pretty sobering. A staggering 90% of Indian startups fail within the first 5 years. That's 9 out of 10. This isn't just a career change, it's a massive risk, where the odds are just completely stacked against you from day one.
And look, the risk isn't just about money. In our society, a steady, stable job is still seen as the gold standard. If you're a struggling founder, the social pressure can be just crushing. Failure isn't just a business problem. It can affect your family status and, as so many people have found out the hard way, even your marriage prospects. The cultural safety net for entrepreneurs just isn't there like it is in the West.
So, after all that, does this mean you should just toss the book in the bin? No, absolutely not. The real gold in that book isn't the specific American real estate tactics. It's in that powerful, game changing mindset. The trick is to take that mindset and figure out how to make it work for us right here in India. So, what would a Rich Dad India plan actually look like? Well, it might go something like this. Step 1. Education first. For God's sake, learn before you leap. Understand our taxes, our inflation, our risks. Step 2. Focus on liquid assets that actually work here, like stocks and mutual funds, before you even think about locking up money in property. 3. Know the risks. Acknowledge that businesses fail and have a solid safety net. And number 4, and this is crucial, you have to play the long game. Building wealth in India is a marathon, not a 100-meter dash.
And that really leaves us with one final big question. If Rich Dad himself were your mentor, standing right here in India today, looking at our economy, our culture, our numbers, what do you honestly think his number one piece of advice would be? Would he still be shouting, buy real estate with debt from the rooftops, or would it be something totally different? It's something to really think about. Thanks for joining me on this one.